got that pizza dough. We got that pizza dough. We got that thing. Red money is a must. Pepperoni we trust. Yeah, I do. How many black queens you got?
Yeah, she moving like she's sick. Nigga double M, yeah, she called her on the shit. Drop the Addy tone, bitch.
The world's on fire, and I'ma let it get higher. Hold on. What is it?
Yo,
Yeah, that's just good.
check it.
The HEMI has a timing chain, which means you gotta seriously fuck shit up. Totally separate from the water pump.
When they sit using my lips, cause I'm a verbal murder, but you heard of me before. Never let the one that shake his back, keep it in his soul. I'ma keep it on lock, my lip lock,
Yeah, I decided I
I
might as
pop
well
shots
eat.
off my tongue and I'ma leave your ass
I
shot.
don't remember
I last a place to drop from the mic board. You wanna come at me and claim that you're hardcore. I battle rap and victimize you fucking whack MCs.
Like today in the month store, man, that's pretty good.
Leave you shaking like the clap.
You wouldn't think I could budget by getting delivery pizza, but I grew up in the 80s and early 90s. You could survive off McDonald's and pizza.
Off the shit that I spit off my head.
You got the right ingredients.
Like the hairstyle. While I stay so
Yeah, white people styles. Yeah, they hustle too in the ghetto. They just don't all sell crack. That's all.
Like you so
It's funny we call it crack.
but you ain't bad at all. You need a slap across the jaw. Whack and roll, cause claiming shit that you ain't never done before. You're claiming that you grimy and gritty and hardcore and roll, but I think that you learn hardcore is care, man. I don't care, man, cause I don't really play fair. I'm here to battle you, start a cycle and spark it, or else I'm gonna have you jack up and rob your pocket, rob your wallet. Don't know what you want.
I need to be ready for this motherfucker. Set the joint down. I
How
can't
we
be
stole it, stolen on the streets and invading the home, kicking out fucking doors and putting guns to the domes. I'm a hypocritical cat who used to stuff packs. Now I slang crack. No, I don't slang crack because I'm hypocritical because I said it was so bad. Now I'm sitting here and I'm acting oh so mad, but I'm oh so glad. At the same time, my brothers be making money, but it ends off the packs and that ain't that funny. See the break up in the fucking yard, seeing people running like, oh my god, like what we gonna do? I'm kids to get the stabbed up. Age of 12, like yo, let's get this cash up.
I pay you with feathers. I pay you with feathers. Yes, I was being that dick, but I'm so clever.
The negativity's a life for helping me focus on everything else, not the positive. So let's go on, just flow. I'ma keep it on the mic, just flow. I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic. All your fake ass words of life, and let's go. I'ma keep it on the mic. And I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic. I'ma keep it on the mic.
One of these board green yellow.
Of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw up. I have a few screws, I'm a crazy little bastard, full-blown criminal, savage through and through. For my warrior, I have known the game that I was shown. I keep to my own. I got a ill temper in a very short fuse. The patience that I got, you don't want me to lose. I'm known to blow up. I'm known for destruction. I'm known for the wicked. The wicked is the fun from the blood in my veins. To the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce camp. I'm a way out. I'm from a small town.
It's 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. That just seems to happen a lot.
Stop, up and down the block, keep on bumping, I'm bumping and rolling. Rolling around in this hut, boy, hustle shit ain't no stop. The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the blues, but they the fucking school. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the blues.
You got a bellyache and then I took care of it. There you go. Shouldn't have bit me, stupid.
I ain't fucking with no cops. They don't like us getting involved with none of that political shit.
Look, some of us feel we shouldn't even interact with the white man. I mean, we are African, brother. That's right. Mother Africa's the only salvation.
Look, you phony ass bougie nigga. We ain't in Africa. We in Oakland. In Oakland, we got police brutality. We got the white man interacting his billy club upside the black man's head. That shit don't bother you. Why don't you take the skirt wearing ass back to Africa?
Yeah, I can't breathe around this bitch. Yeah, I can't breathe around this bitch.
Yeah, it's like a bottle or something, heating up or cooling off.
Don't shoot, Michael Brown, every corner. Let's stick together.
No, cool down. I don't know. I did it twice before, like hours ago.
I can't breathe around this bitch. Yeah, I can't breathe around this bitch.
I'm looking for the holes in my wall.
The shooter, mama, I was a trooper and taught me well to survive through hell. In my DNA to get big, grandfather was a soldier. He's a war vet, you're a small vet, all alone. Educate your dome. Coming of age to the page. 10 years in the making of a star, going far. Yesterday, haters to hate all day. Is their job cover 100,000 ain't shit, rather starve and wait for millions. Man, listen, I rap for the children, you rap for the hood rats, clubs killing kids, blood spill and get promoted. Nation voted. If you was a family member, I would have answered with crimes against that man that did that. Cause I grew up in a gang and was raised by the streets. But I'm corporate, so I educate, being racial profiled by cops 100 times to keep it 100 lives. It wasn't during a crime. They're stupid, just liquid. I told them they're wasting their time. Pigs, do you know who I am? You don't want it with me. You don't want it with rockers. You don't want it with G. Nigga, I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing. Hands up, don't shoot. Don't shoot, Michael Brown, every corner. Let's stick together and be forever. Cause we're soldiers. I can't breathe around this thing. I can't breathe around this thing. Hands up, don't shoot, Michael Brown, every corner. Let's stick together and be forever, cause we're soldiers. Cause I can't breathe around this thing. I can't breathe around this thing. I can't breathe around this thing. Hands up, don't shoot, Michael Brown. I can't breathe. I can't breathe around this thing. Raptors.com. Limitless. 2015, 2016.
Yeah, you know that random black guy. He ain't no fucking battle rapper. He ain't no fucking good rapper. His tracks are trash, bro. Yeah, his tracks are trash, bro. Nah, but that's not. Yeah, you know that pretty black guy. He ain't no fucking battle rapper. He ain't no fucking good rapper. This guy's for trash, bro. Yeah, this guy's for trash, bro. Man, when I see that guy, I'm a faithful such shit. I'm fucking with such shit. Tell him how whack he is, man. Yeah, you already know. Right, black. I don't fuck with that cat. Man, that cat's whack as fuck, bro. What the fuck you saying, man?
Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. Yeah. What are these types? This type, but what they too scared to fight? Man. Whose daddy is this? Always dropping my fucking bag. Whose daddy is this? Yeah. I was feeling good when I was all down. Bet you pussies not laughing now. I'm feeling disgusting. I'm too blazed. You'll see the flame. This is a human combustion. The drug addicted, rubber gifted, outlaw slinging these bangers. Going through dirt with these rounds like I'm driving a Wrangler. Was a battle rapper, but wasn't really great at the time. But the game muscle, it takes focus one stake at a time. Yeah, bitches. Well, I got some bad news. I'm coming out the shells because I'm nuts with a nice taste like cashew. A bad dude on the mic, so rude on the mic. Fucking buffoons, give me food, I fucking chew them on sight. Do what I gotta do to prove that I'm right. I did my dirt, man, I ain't losing my sight. But it's time to take it higher, ride the fire. I'm a ghost rider. When it comes to bars, don't look far. I'm the known supplier. I'm fucked up like that methadone. Burying these rappers nowadays. I gotta say, bro, I got it set in stone. Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. Yeah. What are these types? This type, but what they too scared to fight? Man. Yeah. Whose daddy is this? Always dropping my fucking bag. Whose daddy is this? Yeah. I was feeling good when I was all down. Bet you pussies not laughing now.
Who the fuck let you out the basement? Whack rap behind y'all, the type to write a statement. Caught them slacking, I've been running out of patience. Went to dust my mic and I brought it back to the basics. I've been aiming for the top since I done got down. You're flying paper planes and come away and they get shot down. Stay on my way, I'm switching lanes in the box now. We headed for the top, who gives a fuck what you got now? Me and Ray, we go way back. We're back on just play that fucking up and Drake track. You find me out here on my grind, homie, you know, the battle line, we running where you stay at. That's real shit. Get to talking, we get to jumping on you real quick. This new music's whack, dog. It's got me feeling real sick. I'm from the old school. We dropping on you real slick. I'm kissing on your grave, and I'm leaving with your main bitch.
Yeah. What is that smell? It smells like pussy coming from the days of hell. Yeah. What are these types?
I skipped 2 laps. The one when I called and the one when I came back. That's when I dialed out. Been on bad service.
I'm
hungry. I couldn't have eaten earlier at all. I'm starving. I'll collect all these flyers and give them to everybody I know. You have to eat this pizza. This pizza's the only correct pizza. Oh, you give me a little table.
Hey, young black bush, where DB?
It's poetic. It's beautiful. I'm gonna eat this. So hungry.
These fuck niggas really talking make you sick. See me on the strip, they ain't walking with a stick. Hit him in the rib, now we living in the dirt. Stupid got she bitch, yo, she moving like she sick. Nigga double M, yo, she called her on the shit. Drop the addy, dumb bitch, yo, and then fly through you, sip, peel street, bitch.
Marksman, what fire and do, don't hide in the wind.
Hit me with a hammer, shit got grimy. You a lying bitch, you a thought, you slimy. All them lies you saying, we ain't lying. Talking about he was in my arms, I was crying. You a stupid goof. we were in stations, talking to the cops now, bitch, you were basic. Fly high Dustin, now he's a skeleton. Shouldn't try to kill me now, bitch, he's a gas man. He was in your basement smoking that crack on all their heads. It's your turn to villain. Fucking buddies come to get me, bitch, are you illin'? If you come to Regent Park, nigga, you be missing. Toss him in the river, he's swimming with the fishes. Should've shut your mouth, you're part of the disses. Now it's on to live, you a ugly bitch. We know your coochie stinks.
I wonder how long it takes to unlock the pizza lock box.
All for the club, you should've took another route. Little nigga.
What if you forget the combination? Do they still make you pay?
Last but not least, if you think you're free, it's on to Britney. You don't want the polys, I promise you don't. Run up in your house, pick you up like Pop Smoke. Then we backtracking, yeah, we on the road.
How much dumb beef they put up? Seriously?
What, niggas? If you sick, respond. If you not, shut your fucking mouth. Young block boys are bad.
Young block boys. Oh dear, where's my coffee spill? It's horrible to spill coffee.
Times is hard, no doubt, different ways to struggle. No stranger to the racket of failure to raise a hustle. Plus what? About 20 bucks for a day's work. Out of luck, I turn a white tee into a gray shirt. Ain't no punk on me, maintain Hollywood respect. Do one thing, I get the loot and jet. Got the good connect, no stranger to the snipe game. Cheese taste like cigarettes. From the butts on the ground that I ride, used to filter with no sleep duffel. Yeah, crack that's only dead time. Personify the subway train. On the red line from Hollywood to Hershey. What's up, heads down, calling them a cursing. Call it a perversion. If I only knew a camera crew to follow me in person. No A&E, you wanna see, pay the fee, get a job, kids say to me, so angrily, I got boy, you idiot. I work double shifts, y'all don't see the pain, and that's where the trouble is. Imagine it that generation or X stab in the back, dirty needles, good kids, hurting people. Mom didn't raise me like this. Wipe the hate from my lips, blood and H in the mix, drip all the way to my wrist. Yeah, I know what an atheist is. I live forever as a plus name, my name will exist in this bathroom stall. How I last you all, push the plunger, catch tags and blast the wall. Ain't no telling where I can go from here. Up on clear, I see through the smoke and mirrors. I live hard for my friends to provoke peers. My life is overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. It's overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. And I don't need to tell y'all at times it's hard. Hey, you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Ain't behind the walls. Need a minute with my mind on pause. Hollywood before my back, my people shine these stars. One hit, one fix, one more time, and toss right on my wrist. You survive me, climb the guy, and go. Good times, bad times. Hollywood sign, flat line. Ship them to the dawn to your flat line. I stick a bit with the chrome, with a black nine, skip roll, no place to call a home. If you lack spine, if you can win, yeah, you can roll, yeah, that's fine. See these dudes forgot their PD rules. I read graffiti like moves while I PT cruise. Lit the fuse, hit the pipe early like hitting snooze. I lick the fuse, hit the pipe early like hitting snooze. I never wanna wake up perpetual insomniac. In retrospect, I guess it sounds better when I'm on the track. Need a storm at, I'm in truck full, almanac, white room, nose are black. I do all of that, hold me back, let me know though. This the no-dos, running from imaginary people, no logos. Rip the photos, hot boys, your sister photos. Mr. Monkey, water, Mr. Coco. Smoking Houston, this the loco. The gray and sunny shit, 60 bucks, yeah, in the soul. Too quick, that's the money quick. Said come to this, yo, where's this guy leaving? I bounced from the telly quick, now I'm dry heaving. Still got the cash though, delivers my game. Black gold, deliver my pain. My aim, don't remember my name. Yeah, the city is straight. Cash for all of the stones. Senders remain carved in all of the thrones. No judgment, can't trust my. So I catch a bus ride. 22 stolen swan time. But too much pride, standing there with Julian. Family reunion. Vanity has ruined the real reason. Too much resolved in the day's work. Simple soul sacrifice. No more pain, hurt, feel so cast.
We can make sure your family is protected. RBC Insurance is here to help you get it. Book an insurance check-in at rbcinsurance.com/check-in.
Take a look at your regional weather conditions in Ajax, still sitting at 29, clear sky. A little bit of rain in Brampton, sitting at 28, and downtown Toronto, 29 degrees, and a partly cloudy sky. The News Watch never stops. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto.
Oh my God,
where'd you lose that? I know it's been the Dow. 680 News time, 8 o'clock.
form of...
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Saturday, June the 20th. I'm Eden Sveva, and I'm Madison Fitzpatrick. Here's what's making news this hour.
The conduct of 4 Halton police officers and their physical interaction with a man in Oakville is under investigation after a video surfaces online.
Toronto police are searching for a 22-year-old man considered armed and dangerous.
For many, patio season has officially kicked off.
I knew that till just now.
Again, but Toronto and Peel residents have to wait.
How come St. John's Pyongyang, the only places that have to be off by half an
hour? How to celebrate during the pandemic.
COVID-19 surges in the U.S. is forcing many baseball teams to rethink spring training. And Terrell Hatton is your clubhouse leader at the RBC Heritage Open Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, an American on-demand printing and warehousing company is expanding, and it's putting its first Canadian facility in Mississauga, Ontario.
680 News Time, 8:01. It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Colette Desjardins.
It's not putting it.
Thanks. And
it's
right now I'm
located
just having a look at the MTO Compass cameras on the westbound 401. They're going to be doing some work at Avenue Road and the collectors. The 2 left lanes are going to be closed. So it doesn't look like anything is happening just yet. If you're on the eastbound 401 at Trafalgar, 2 left lanes are shut down for emergency road work. So the backup right now is from James Snow Parkway. And southbound Trafalgar, the ramp to the eastbound 401 is closed because of that work. Also, if you're on the westbound 401, I mentioned Avenue Road, but just wanted to mention the collector ramps to the 410, 403 down to a single lane because of construction. It was really backed up, but everything has eased off. So that's nice. Now, if you're on the 401, either east or west, no access to the northbound 400. That's because the northbound 400 is shut down from the 401 all the way up to the 407. Alternates that you can use, Highway 27, Islington, Weston, or even Keel. Southbound 400, the ramps to and from Finch, they remain closed for road work. And if you're Toronto bound on the QEW, on the upside of the Burlington Skyway, 2 left lanes are shut down for construction. It's almost backed up to Nikola Tesla. As a result, eastbound QEW, we've got that work at Dixie. 2 left lanes are closed. So the backup there is from east of here, Ontario. If you're going to be on the eastbound South Service Road, the ramp to the eastbound QEW, that is shut down also for construction. Looking at the eastbound Gardner, not too bad. It's just slow approaching the Jameson ramp. And keep in mind, of course, we've got that active TO that has closed eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere to Stadium, and again from Leslie to Woodbine, and also active TO has shut down Bayview between Front and Rosedale Valley Road, and been on River between Gerrard and Bayview. Your next traffic report is at 8:11. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
Extreme heat lasts through the weekend with heat warnings in place for the GTA. It's going to be mainly clear tonight, but we still have the chance of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms, dropping to a low near 19 degrees. As we cool off, great conditions for a walk, clear and calm throughout the overnight hours. Your overnight low is 19. Downtown Toronto right now, we're sitting at 29 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. And over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions, sitting at 28. 680 News Time, 8:03. A Halton police officer has been suspended after video circulating online showed 4 officers pushing and yelling youth around an empty plaza. 680's Tim Chapman joins us live now with details on the incident and the reaction from Oakville's mayor, Tim.
Yeah, Madison, the video's just 40 seconds, but it's causing outrage online, and Halton police have acknowledged it raises a lot of questions. Oakville Mayor Rob Burton says the actions of one officer in particular do not conform to the standards and training of the Halton Police Service, and he condemns it without reservation.
I'm glad that the chief has suspended the officer involved, and I'm looking forward to the results of the investigation that will ensue.
While there's no audio in the video, it does show one police officer shoving the man in the chest, causing him to fall over. He then gets up and has what appears to be his duffel bag thrown in his face as other officers continue to walk towards him. Burton says he and the board will not stand for that kind of behavior. Reporting live, I'm Tim Chapman.
Thank you, Tim. 680 News Time, 8:05. Breaking news from Toronto police, who are asking for your help in finding a man who is wanted and considered armed and dangerous. It alleges that 23-year-old Jason Addis of Toronto has made threats to multiple people in the GTA. He's described as 6'2", 215 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Addis has allegedly threatened to use Molotov cocktails, amongst other means, to hurt people in the area.
Are you looking for
if you
me,
see him, do not approach. Simply call 911. Stay 680 for more on this developing story.
You're
listening to All News Radio 680 News. Well, Environment Canada has put out a heat warning that isn't expected to lift until Monday. While those in the city aren't able to cool down with a drink on the patio, many regions in the province can. 680's Michelle Mackey is in Oakville today and speaking to those who joined stage 2 of reopening.
Oakville residents are enjoying some long-awaited patio drinks. Christine here is on the hunt for a spot. While the wait is long, she's just thrilled they're open at all.
It feels wonderful. I mean, I think one of the hardest things of all of this is not being able to see people face to face and spend time with people, and it makes it feel a little bit more normal when you've got.
Because they can't tell what race you are if they can't see you, because we all got different accents.
And that's why 680 Weather Specialist Michelle Nelson says Environment Canada has issued heat warnings for all of the GTA this weekend, with human X values into the mid-30s.
We also have a special air quality statement in effect for Toronto. Because of the heat and the humidity, we do have elevated pollution levels. So if you do have plans to be outside, make sure to take it easy.
In Oakville, I'm Michelle Mackey.
Meantime, Toronto possibly moving into stage 2 very soon. Many are still wondering what activities will be safe to take part in. 680's HEMI has some tips from Torontonians.
As the province slowly begins to reopen, health experts are trying to figure out what activities are safe. The Toronto Star asked some experts to take part in what were once normal activities and asked them to rank their comfortability or risk level on a scale of 0 to 10. Going for a bike ride, camping, or visiting a dog park were ranked as low risk and comfortable activities. Getting a haircut, eating on a patio, or going to the gym were seen as moderately risky. And on the higher end of the scale was eating at a buffet, getting on an airplane, or going to a live theater. While this isn't a scientific study, its intention is to get people to think about risk assessment as the province continues to reopen. I'm Seher Hashimi.
Meanwhile, Ontario confirmed 206 new cases of COVID-19 today. The province had been seeing less than 200 cases a day for about 6 days. There were 178 cases reported yesterday. 31 more people have died.
Out of the state, trailing 14-day average. The increase over the last decrease of the last 14
cases now stands at 33,301 with 85.5%
rate of increase in the rate of
resolved.
decrease, that's not a thing. There's a new infections, right? So it's going on.
If you're still looking at Father's Day
The mileage don't go down
during
on
the
the car, even if you
pandemic,
drive
why not
backwards.
spend some time outdoors fishing? This weekend, Ontarians can fish without a license. The provincial government says you will still need to follow all rules and will have to check ahead to make sure your favorite spot is actually open. Select provincial and national parks are also open for daytime use, which means you can get out and enjoy the beauty of nature. GTA is under heat advisory this weekend, so be sure to stay
Can't tell me I have
hydrated
to
and take
somehow
frequent
walk
breaks in
my
the shade
ass
to
to
stay
Nova
cool.
Scotia to go fishing. Fuck
680
you.
News Time,
Oh, that's right. You
8:08. Well,
poisoned the
heads up
fish
if
here
you
with
plan to head to the
deuterium,
college
lead, and
today.
a bunch of
A
other
major
mercury, all
portion of
sorts
the
of shit.
northbound 400 is closed this weekend. Northbound
the
Highway
safe
400
amount
is
is
closed
this.
from the 407
My body
to
won't tolerate
401
any.
as crews do
Oh.
a rapid bridge replacement for the Finch West Light Rail Transit Project. Matt Lewin with the Metrolink says
$1,000 a day
contractors
easy
will
selling
essentially
fish.
lift the old bridge and drop a new
Oh,
one
yeah,
in.
you assholes, old me.
680 News Time, 8:09. Torontonians gathered at Eatonfield Square today for
We need that
World
pulp milk for
Refugee
what?
Day.
To make
The day
toilet
shines
paper?
a spotlight on the
Fuck
bravery and strength of people forced to flee their home countries to escape
Yes,
war
it's
or
fine
oppression.
poems,
According to the UN, which established World Refugee Day over 20 years
Refugee.
ago, more than
Don't
70
tell me
million people are now
refugee.
forcibly displaced worldwide. More than half of them coming from Syria,
C'est un J.
Afghanistan, South
J.
Sudan,
C'est un-
and Somalia. According to the UN, refugees are unable or
You fuck
unwilling
up
to
every
return
word
to
you
their
wrote
country
for me,
due to fear
please.
of persecution,
Tell them about
for reasons of
Yuli's
race,
grant.
religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion. 680 News Time, 8:09. From the COVID-19 pandemic to the anti-racism protests sparked by the death of George Floyd, there's a lot going on in our world. So how do we find calm in the chaos? 680's Phil Martino has more.
How do we better cope with the upheaval going
You just try
on
to
in
make
the
her sound more
world?
ethnic.
Create
That's
a
a Canadian
calm home
French thing,
environment,
you
according to
fucking
Karen
moron.
McGregor, author of The Tao of Influence. That includes starting the day off with a calming morning routine. She also recommends that once you are aware of any negative thoughts, you should release them. And you should fully feel your emotions.
Sometimes you will feel anger, frustration, worry, and that kind of thing.
Because of all these bad things we did to you, and it's not our fault, we're superior to you, that's all that happened. No, you did nothing to me. I'm still here, you're not. You're dying, and I'm not. It's funny, because I got the
Other tips
diagnosis.
include decide what a calm home means to you, then express it through your surroundings, and do some spring cleaning. And when she says spring cleaning, she means your thoughts, not just your possessions. I'm Phil Martino.
Oh, yeah, it'd feel nice to clean them off.
Helping you navigate our new world.
And looking forward to when life resumes.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day. This is 680 News.
It's now time for the 680 News gas price update. Everyone predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight. It's set to hold at $1.04.9 a litre at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather together next. 680 News Time, 8:10.
The incentive package we just received from General Motors to help customers navigate the fallout from COVID-19 is, in a word, unprecedented. In addition to this, due to the strength of the U.S. dollar, we are seeing very strong trade-in values. If you need to reduce your monthly payments or are looking to get into a new vehicle, go to applewoodauto.com now. That's applewoodauto.com. Proud member of the Humber
that the weed's not balanced on ever, so it has to be like
8:11. It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Colette Desjardins.
Well, we've had work on the eastbound 401 at Trafalgar, 2 left lanes, but just getting word from MTO, just the left lane is blocked right now for this emergency road work. Right now, the backup is from approaching James Snow Parkway. I'd get off at James Snow. Use Steels as your alternate. You'll save lots of extra time. Southbound Trafalgar, the ramp to the eastbound 401, well, that is closed because of that work. If you're on the westbound 401, at Avenue Road in the collectors, they're going to be shutting down the 2 left lanes, so we're watching for that. That will create a bit of a backup as well. And also, if you're on the eastbound 407, the ramps to north and southbound 427, they remain closed. Again, construction. And construction on the westbound 407, the ramp to northbound 427 is shut down. If you're either on the east or westbound 401, no access to the northbound 400. As you heard in news, the northbound 400, that is closed from the 401 up to the 407 for bridge construction. You've got alternates, Highway 27, Islington, Weston, or even Kiel. Southbound 400, the ramps to and from Finch, they remain closed also because of construction. Looking at Toronto bound on the QEW, we've got some work on the upside of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. 2 lanes are shut down for construction. That's creating a bit of a backup from approaching Eastport as a result. And then we've got more construction on the eastbound QEW. It's at Dixie. 2 left lanes are closed, so the backup there east of here, Ontario. Eastbound on the South Service Road, the ramp to the eastbound QEW is closed. Now, looking at the eastbound Gardner, not too bad. It's slow approaching the Jameson ramp, especially in lane 3, the right lane. And if you are going to be on the eastbound Lakeshore, well, that's if you're going to run, walk, or bike, because Active TO has closed the eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere to Stadium Road and from Leslie to approaching Woodbine. On city streets, may still have the traffic lights out at Burnenthorpe and Dixie.
Even Sarajevo is on the same time schedule as everybody else. Sarajevo, Cape Town, Freetown,
please do our free
St.
traffic
John's,
check line, star 680. We would appreciate it.
Your
next traffic report is at 8:21 right now. Let's get the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
If you're a fan of the heat and humidity, this really is your weekend. It's officially summer and we have widespread heat warnings in place. It's mostly going to be dry for tonight under clear skies, but we are watching out for some more isolated thunderstorms and showers for north and western sections of the GTA. Grab lots of water if you're heading out for active TO this weekend. Tomorrow, 30 degrees, feeling like 35 for Father's Day. The forecast is looking great, just a slight chance of showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm late afternoon. Your overnight low is 19.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 29 degrees, but feeling more like 33 with the humidex, and up here near Fort Cloudy, 28, but feeling more like 34.
Yeah, the HEMI
Is
motor,
currently 14.
A big part of the Metrolinx Finch West Light Rail Transit project is replacement of the Highway 400 bridge with minimal disruption. So we built a new bridge beside the old one so we can replace it in just a few days. Those days are
here. Ice water. Holy shit, that melted fast. That was ice. Now it's not. Wow. It could be again. It still is. My elixir. Toronto tap. It's a poisonous mixer. Keep it. Okay. Found out some interesting things about the HEMI motor, but I don't know if it's impact design or not. I think if to go so to the point of it being a non-impact design is a moot point if it's got a timing chain or if it was gear driven or whatever. And if the water pump is not running off that chain, it should last a good long time. You don't really have to fuck with it unless it's obviously fucked up. Okay, wait a second. I should have just like saved the article or some shit, right? Oh, I'm an idiot. Why would I do that? Well, I don't know how fucking far we're gonna get with this.
That murder on my mind state, bitches like you, elevated like the crime rate. It's full of hate. If you really think that you better be the devil, then you gotta get a separate made. When I'm rip off my shit, people think this and me, they fall back. But you get fucking up, you that, and then you get back. Fuck that, and then you don't know what the fuck happened. You're just like flat. You don't even see. Pass my identity. M-A-T-L-I-C-T, M-C-O, the Avenue E. Fuck wanna be, stay hating on me because I am better, the fucking competitor. I say whatever, you bitches can lay the fuck down. My crew is tough, just like some others who cook stuff. What do you say in your buff in your name or in your rhymes? Fuck around once more and you're gonna find that I shit a knife up in your spine. Murderous mind is something to love because it makes me driven to lust. And when I do murder, you trust me, and it's just because I want you.
That's not a real episode.
Schizophrenic, panic, you can murdering kids in your granny. Triggers and you just get your granny.
Where did I leave this? I just want to scroll to a different time zone, so I'm not looking at fucking Pyongyang and St. John's. Why am I watching Pyongyang and St. John's? Because they're both in on something there. Oh yeah, jam it up, officer. Fuck everything. I'm about to talk about an engine. That's a horrible anti-American thing to do. Fucking communist of me. Okay, is there music or not? Did I start? I don't remember hitting the pause, but. Wait a fucking second.
Buy this one, man. A murder tape.
Hey. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead cook. See, I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead cook. See, I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, all these fake niggas holler when I'm up, never wanna stop in my help. I don't give a fuck, call me on, pick it up, stomach like it's been rough. Niggas think it won't shoot, now bitch call my bluff. I'm trapping, I'm getting real hot. Dirty strap for the clean squirt like a mop. Extended clip with the huddles, that's in my glove. It's outside, read the part, that's where I rock. Outside, that's where I rock. Extended clip, hang the Glock. Dirty strap, cleans like a mop. Hey. I'm out with the lava. Hey. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like I didn't cut. So I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like I didn't cut. So I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, one day nigga gon' be rich from my dog. Like a middle getter in a big crib. I don't check a fucking fast floor, never fucking capture in that bag, nigga. I'ma do a couple laps, stacking my stacking, I'm getting that clock. And nigga talk to us like you're really hot. City last week, nigga, see you get stopped. Why the fuck you acting like you really on the block? You ain't on the block, he be talking to the cops, trying to get me knocked. Hey, kicked in the door looking for a gun. Lame ass niggas, you already bums. Go to bed hungry, nigga, are you fucking dumb? Chase that nigga down the block, I made a fucking run. Always been about the shit since I was really young. Kicking doors, stopping niggas just for the fun. Southside, Richard Park, that's right. Day when a nigga had his burner. All these fake niggas acting like a damn guts. Yeah, I cock it back, I let it rip, it won't be the first. Yeah, in the love with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner. All these fake niggas acting like a damn guts. Yeah, I cock it back, I let it rip, it won't be the first. In the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah.
Motherfucker, the Legos is going crazy. Well, there's a lot of fucking crap about this end. I don't need to know all of it. I'm going to just me. That is too small. That's not right. That should be wrong. Well, some of the batteries already on this fucking door.
Shot of him and DJ's Pod 2, but 1995, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna kick some freestyle bum, you know what I'm saying? Kicking it with my nigga MC Spade, Mr. K, Lil West, you know what I'm saying? We finna bum like this here, so check it out. Buster King stepped to MC Spade, but don't understand. Pimpin' from the south, deeply rooted with a master plan. Motherfuckers try my patience, but don't know what's up. Grab the grenade, pop the pin, blow them hoes up. Making sure I'm leaving all them motherfuckers in the ditch. Let them know that MC Spade ain't
charger in the phone. This is the charger in the phone.
Hard for you niggas who didn't know I could reach. But your 9 play dumb, nigga. I wish you would, cause I'm finna hit you in your chest and knock the wind out. Say something smart and I'ma have to take your ass out. With the nigga 9 on my fucking hip. Reach for my left, grab my clip, cause I can't slip. Smoking on some things while I sip.
Teachers are so much in denial. They don't want to, the kids call it a strap because they want to clap back. They don't want to admit that they have anything to do with the problems.
Cause they looking at me like they me. But I got that throwback line resting on the side of me. For a buster ass nigga thinking he be on the creek. Making cheese every day. Yeah, this shit gon' keep on sticking. They find another bitch. Cause I'm packing with you niggas lacking. Dropping gangsta shit. Kicking pimpin' bitch. It don't matter cause the M is coming in. Making my pockets that I stop at the It's the West Smack, smoking on a fat sack with my goddamn gold.
One of all the points to remember, but I don't want to give them up out of order. Fuck it up the correct it once I read it.
After sale, then we bail, headed to the mall, much clientele. Then we bail to the silence, see what bitches doing tonight. High as a kite, watch your step, roaming through the door cold, the snow as we stroll, hoping nobody's scoping me. Watching for DJ ACB with the Glock, his pockets popping, mayo pumpkin to the block. That's what you get when you fucking with niggas that's drilling to the bitches. Your ass can't test me. Come and see what I got. A flip my ass by take your ass straight to the host by 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh hell, bitch. Low waist just drop the 50 on clips in my time and shit. What should I do? Never let the niggas know.
It's like the same amount of times it takes to ping somebody else's computer and get the response right.
If I make it to my rap, cast to look at niggas quick. Tap them off this running fast, but a nigga just can't slack. Till I make it to my shit. If I'm getting
I wouldn't use it, would I?
Grab my nine from my front seat. Shots are coming quickly, so that Nina gotta protect me. Back a motherfucker, you done skipped with the wrong nigga. Now you got the answer to my motherfucking chrome trigger. I'ma handle bitches. You can't fuck with the shower. Cause your ass, you go that. Cause a nigga just can't sleep.
This one's better than the stupid one we're trying to sell. The real reason everybody buys that engine is so that they can use it in NASCAR. Everybody can. I'm pretty sure they use it. Same block in NASCAR, don't they? It's a 5.7. It should be. If enough people buy it, it's a regular production engine, and they can use it in NASCAR. If they don't, then they can't. Very democratic.
Just chilling in my head, just thinking about this.
Please ignore every fucking input I put in. I love it when it's my name on it and not one input is mine. I was talking getting paid. No need for government aid. The money from the Pope made them operate. I was living large. I had 2 bodyguards. Our internet's so good. How dare you bitch about our people that we love? Telling you how to stop fucking doing what you do, right? Are you fucking serious? You're fucking serious. The clock is literally counting back and forth. Can you stop now? Holy fuck, I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, there goes that idea. Yeah, the fucking GUI just fucked up. Well, he's going to teach you how to work on American engines, but speaking in Chinese, that's fucking communist. Jesus fucking Christ, I hate you fucking Carol asshole. You're not repressed homosexuals. You all fuck each other in the ass all the time. It's all you do in those fucking states. It's like, well, you never catch nobody. How many rapists you let loose on purpose to go catch them in the ass? Bring 6 more women, you don't catch the guy. Morons. Oh, it's just a woman. It don't really count.
Is director of operations at Grateful at the business center of Valentino.
Right. This is how you fucking assholes tell it
to take on those projects you've been thinking about. You see your neighbors doing landscaping, repainting, trimming the trees. Capital Direct can get you started and finish your project with a home equity loan. Could you use $30,000, $40,000, or even $400,000? With rates near historic lows, there's never been a better time to try Capital Direct. You'll have the funds in your bank account within days. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. CapitalDirect.ca. As more local community businesses and services reopen, and with gatherings increased to 10 people, we must continue our efforts to protect each other. Practice physical distancing. Stay 2 meters apart. Wear a face covering when physical distancing is a challenge, and continue to wash hands frequently. Get tested if you're worried you may have COVID-19 or have been exposed to the virus. Inside or out, stay safe, save lives. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus to learn more. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 27 degrees. 680 News, the CFTR AM Toronto. It's 8:30.
#1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Sunday, June 20th. I'm Madison Fitzpatrick. And I'm Eden Sabella. Here's what's making news this hour.
Local Mayor Rob Burton had this to say.
I condemn it without reservation.
About a video of an altercation between a young man and 4 Halton police officers.
That's on that word reservation.
Patio season has
Without
officially kicked off.
reservation.
Victor's life
No
again, but
reservation.
Toronto
Why do you
and
keep
Peel
saying it that
residents
way?
have to wait.
It seems Torontonians will have to use their judgment on summer outdoor activities if the city ventures into stage 2 of reopening. And we're following developing news out of England, where at least 3 people are dead following a stabbing attack.
History at the Belmont Stakes. We have your clubhouse leader at the RBC Heritage Open. In baseball, rethinking spring training. Sports at 45.
So the bank can sponsor
And
it.
coming up in business,
Company can
Food
sponsor
Banks
it at the same
Canada
time.
received its
Not
largest
really.
ever one-time donation
Oh,
from the
it's not
Rogers
cigarette company.
family.
What the fuck is
We'll
it?
hear from the
What is it
CEO on what the charity plans to do with the $20 million.
680 News Time, 8:31. Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here's Colette Desjardins.
Thanks. And this report brought to you by 680 News gets answers. Toronto bound on the QEW on the upside of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. 2 left lanes are shut down for construction. We had a backup from approaching Eastport Drive. And then if you're on the eastbound QEW at Dixie, 2 left lanes are closed. Again, road work, the backup from east of here, Ontario. If you're on the eastbound Gardner, just starting to get a little bit busy again, just as you head through Parkside over to the Jameson ramp. Of course, we've got active TO on the eastbound Lakeshore, where it's closed from Windermere to Stadium and again from Leslie to Woodbine. If you're traveling on the northbound 400, well, it is closed from the 401 all the way up to the 407 because of bridge construction. But no worries, we have alternates. Highway 27, Islington, Weston, or even Kiel. It's going to stay closed until Monday morning at 5. If you're on the eastbound 401 at Trafalgar, the left lane is shut down for emergency road work. So the backup was from east of James Snow Parkway. Still get off at James Snow, use Steeles to save some time. So because of this work, they've had to close the ramp from southbound Trafalgar onto the eastbound 401. If you're on the westbound 401, the collector ramps to the 410, 403, they are shut down. Actually, they're just down to a single lane. Again, that's westbound 401 collector ramps to the 410, 403 down to a single lane. Getting around on city streets right now, we've got a crash at the intersection of Queen and Ossington. Also, they have closed the intersection they've closed the intersection both east, like all directions, at the intersection of Parliament and Shooter for police investigation. Do you have questions about COVID-19? Well, 680 News is working to get you the answers you need. So ask us anytime at 416-872-6800 and we'll work to get you the answer. Your next traffic report is coming up at 8:41. Right now, let's get the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
It's officially summer, hot, sunny, and humid all weekend long. It will be warm tonight. We have mostly clear skies. Really a great night to get out for a walk. Most of the GTA will stay dry, but the chance of some more isolated showers and thunderstorms, especially north and west of the city. Your overnight low is 19.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 27 degrees, but feeling more like 31 with the humid accent up Pearson Airport. Similar conditions, 27, but feeling more like 33. 680 News Time, 8:33. Breaking news from Oakville, where a video that recently surfaced online has Halton Police investigating the conduct of 4 of their officers. 680's Tim Chapman has been following events as they unfold. Joins us live now with more. Tim.
Video appears to show 4 Halton police officers involved in an altercation that saw a young man repeatedly pushed to the ground. The man was allegedly trespassing in the area. The man continually tries to back up from the officers who continue to press towards him. Oakville Mayor Rob Burton tells 680 News he condemns the actions in the video with a reservation.
Then they can write him a ticket. Then they can ask him for his ID. This is where they can start to put their hands on him.
question
what?
and continues he's looking
Trespass
forward to
doesn't
the
mean
investigation
legal.
that ensues. Reporting
It
live,
means
I'm Tim
cross
Chapman.
property, like an easement. Oh, we don't have one of those. If I find one on your paperwork later, so you can't tell me that now, you gotta let me pass and then let me
We're
live it
looking
out
for a
later.
man who is wanted and
I know you
considered
cannot
armed
charge
and
me with
dangerous.
trespassing for walking up and knocking on
Police
your
say
door.
that
No, you can't.
23-year-old Jason
You can't.
Addis
Go look
of
it up,
Toronto
stupid.
has allegedly made threats to harm multiple people in the GTA using Molotov cocktails and other means. He's described as 6'2", 215 pounds of brown hair, brown eyes. If you see him, do not approach him.
6'2", brown hair,
Please
brown
call
eyes.
police immediately. Stay with 680 News for more on this developing story. 680 News Time, 8:35. Heat warnings will be in effect all weekend long for the GTA, with temperatures pushing into the mid-30s through until Monday. All Toronto's patios are empty, just a short drive from the city. Other regions have entered stage 2. 680's Michelle Mackey reports from Oakville, just one of the many regions in the province.
Well, Toronto and Peel region has been excluded from phase 2 of reopening. Patio season is booming in Oakville. Lena and her friends are pretty excited for that long-awaited cold beverage.
It's pretty remarkable. I feel like there's life again, I guess, in the city of Oakville right now, for sure. We were really looking forward to
Wow,
doing
was
this
there
again.
life in
Hopefully they
Oakville?
can
That
find
is
a
the
cool
most
spot because I can
depressing
tell you
looking
the
place
heat
on
is
paper, in person,
overwhelming.
whatever.
And 680 weather specialist Michelle
Oh,
Nelson
dang it,
says heat
train
warnings
bus
are
must
expected
be
to
this
stick
thing.
around all
That car
weekend.
will
Well, if you're a
speed
fan
like
of the
crazy,
heat,
I'm
this
sure
really
it
is your
was
weekend. We are looking at daytime highs around 30 degrees, but it's going to feel more like 35, 36 out there.
Needless to say, I think I need to find a cold beverage
He's
for
gonna call the
myself.
cops on us.
In
Like
Oakville,
cops.
I'm Michelle
Fuck, now
Mackey.
they do. Can't do nothing.
And as the province begins to open more of its doors, a group of university health professionals ranking what were once everyday happenings of life on risk of a risk scale from 0 to 10. The Associate Dean of Studies from New York University tells the Toronto Star, "We're at the point where if we were intelligent about this, you can do some things, but however, you've got to be aware. Going to the beach, dentist, library, or a dog park where all on the low end of the scale ranked at 1. Playing basketball, visiting the elderly, or going to a public pool came in at 3 out of 10. While going to a kid's birthday party, a church, or eating inside a restaurant had experts feeling uneasy and unsafe."
Yeah, that still kills people.
Following 6 days of daily COVID-19 testing, then it seems to be we're looking at numbers below 200 in the province today. Ontario now seeing a slight uptick. Health officials logged 206 new patients infected with the novel coronavirus on Saturday morning, bringing the provincial total number of cases to just under 33,000 cases. Daily testing numbers remain high, however, with 27,387 being conducted within the last recorded 24 hours.
Yeah, bear in mind that's a lot of people
680
getting
News
tested
Time,
again,
8:37.
again. Because they're in nursing homes and shit.
Happening now, supporters of U.S. President Donald Trump are filling streets around the Tesla Stadium, where Trump will hold his first rally in months, ready to welcome him back to the campaign trail despite warnings from health officials about COVID-19.
With nearly
Bezos,
19,000
the slaves with his electric chariot.
the largest gathering of people in one place since COVID-19 landed on U.S.
Space,
shores.
yes,
Temperatures
we'll put
will
us
be
in the
checked and
stories.
face masks will be provided to everyone who enters the venue. But Darla
Chariot
Smith
that
brought her
runs
own.
on lightning, you don't say. Zeus.
And while attendees are being strongly encouraged to mask up and practice social distancing, nothing requires them to do so. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Tulsa.
This is 680 News at 8:38. Another major road closure on Highway 400 this weekend. After closing southbound lanes last weekend, northbound lanes are now closed from the 407 to the 401 for bridge work at Finch Avenue West. Matt Llewellyn with Metrolink says crews will be doing a rapid bridge replacement.
I don't want you to do a rapid. Hey, take your time, Bridget. Put it down carefully.
Millennials are the least trusting generation of the country, at least when it comes to brand loyalty.
Yeah, Canadians between the ages of 18 and 35 tend to assign their loyalties to organizations that are proactive in solving social issues and contribute to making the world a better place. For example, Lodge is the most trusted brand in that age group and has a history of donating to progressive groups and advocating for many causes. The Consumption Brand Trust Index also found that trust was eroded in companies like Walmart that were unable to make products available to customers during the health crisis. Researchers found for an organization to be trusted and seen as credible,
twice as long as in my life since my years.
when they needed. The pandemic also resulted in a rise in trust in most Canadian telecom
Ramaphosa will come over and tell you Bedtime stories. No! Yeah, I'm gonna get a picture of him on my. I'm gonna collect every fucking picture.
Option. His Blue Angel
No, because
Cloud
with my
2
medical
electric
paperwork
guitar
being
went for
real,
much
with all
more
that
than
being
the
real, I'm gonna say
investment
this is your
of the
real grandfather. So don't tell nobody.
The
He's a scary
belt that
motherfucker, and he's
Elvis
gonna come
Presley
tell you
wore about
stories.
30
You
times
don't
on stage sold for nearly
do whatever the fuck it is I want you to not do. Stop that. What, this? Why can't you punch out little kids just once? Just a little tap. Not a like a little, not in the head, like in the shoulder, so enough to knock them over.
Stations. Your traffic and weather are coming up next.
When they get older, they won't get in the shoulder. It's
Put us on and find out what to wear.
I think it's legal if it's your kid, so it's all that matters to me that you're. Like if it's your, you do it to your kid, not if I do it to your kid.
Used to their new conference room.
We're looking at page 6 right now. We're talking about the projections for Q3.
One on the shoulder, no, on the shoulders, like that, like enough, because I'm too heavy to, and I'm really pressure, just enough to knock them over. They bounce. I'm not saying slam their head in the ground or the wall. Do it up against the couch or something. Boom, hey, listen.
Make your yard your home.
Weather forecast you can bank on.
There's no linguistic programming.
3 degrees.
You can win our growing cash jackpot. The 680 News weather guarantee.
Every time I slip and fall, I see my mom's face. Oh yeah.
680 News
Memory from the childhood.
for traffic and weather together on the ones with an eye on your drive. Here's Colette.
Thanks, Madison. This report brought to you by Mr. Lube. Eastbound on the 401, we've got emergency road work at Trafalgar. Left lane is shut down. So last check, the backup was from east of Jamestown Parkway. Because of this work, they've had to close the ramp from southbound Trafalgar onto the eastbound 401. If you're traveling on the westbound 401 at Dixon, they're going to be closing the 2 left lanes. That will be for construction. Keep in mind, if you're on the east or westbound 401, there's no access to the northbound 400 because of bridge construction from the 401 up to the 407. Northbound 400 remains closed until Monday morning at 5, but you've got alternates. Highway 27, Islington, Weston, and Kiel. Toronto bound on the QEW at the Burlington Skyway Bridge. We have the 2 left lanes blocked because of construction. The backup from approaching Eastport as a result. Eastbound QEW at Dixie, 2 left lanes are shut down for construction. The backup, at last check, was from east of here, Ontario. If you're on the eastbound Gardner, it's getting a little bit busy through Parkside, but mainly the backup is approaching Jameson in the right lane. Don't forget, of course, eastbound on the lakeshore, that is closed from Windermere to Stadium Road and from Leslie to Woodbine. It's all because of active TO. Getting around on city streets, we've got some problems right now. Queen and Ossington, we had a crash. Not sure what lanes are blocked, but police were on the scene. And Parliament, that is closed both ways at Shooter for police investigation. Drive into Mr. Lube, sit back and relax with their stay in your car services. From oil changes to tires, no appointment is needed. Mr. Lube, proudly Canadian since 1976. The next traffic report is at 8:51. Right now, let's get the forecast. Michelle Nelson.
If you're a fan of the heat and humidity, this really is your weekend. It's officially summer, and we have widespread heat warnings in place. It's mostly going to be dry for tonight under clear skies, but we are watching out for some more isolated thunderstorms and showers for north and western sections of the GTA. Grab lots of water if you're heading out for active TO this weekend. Tomorrow, 30 degrees,
like, there's no way you're this cold. Something's wrong. We must be overheating.
The forecast is looking great. Just a slight chance of showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm late afternoon. Your overnight low is 19.
Oh, because my stomach is hot.
Downtown Toronto right now, we're sitting at 29 degrees. Partly cloudy sky as the sun starts to go down and over at the Pearson Airport. Similar conditions there. And 27. 680 News time, 8:43. This just in, the 680 News from Scarborough, where emergency crews were called to Bluffers Park Trail following reports of a man and a woman stuck on a cliff. Apparently, they climbed up from the beach area and were unable to get down. The excitement was short-lived, and both have been rescued without injury. 680 News time, 8:44.
Is it the bluff? Are they that stupid?
The big summer sale has arrived at Dobbs Garage
Yeah, they called it the Bluffs.
Save hundreds of dollars.
Where's in the hood? They don't matter what color you are. It's called the Bluffs, eh? Where is it? Oh, it's a big cliff over the water. Bluffs, eh? They're not bluff. All your bluff. One bluff. Really good stuff. I don't know. Somewhere in the mountains. I'm not going near the edge of that. Oh, you can't see the edge because it just drops off. That's right.
Remember, no one does it better than Dobbs does. No one.
Oh, they took news cameras under the water there.
The bank has approved you at
What do you think we're gonna find? Oh, guns, bodies, cars. Lots of cars.
Bubble mortgage is
They didn't find much of that.
1.92%.
Well, it cannot be the same as our bank's
Weird,
mortgage.
fucking
It's totally the
looking,
same.
fucking
All weird,
lamprey,
fixed streets,
fucking
same
goddamn.
features,
I'm
no
from
fees,
the woods and the hood.
1.92%. I'm switching to Bubble mortgage.
So
Enough of
hard
making the bank
looking.
rich.
License number 1211, ratio fixed rate APR 1.93%.
Yeah, lamprey.
This is all News Radio, 680 News.
Stingrays look pretty. If
27 degrees.
you see a lamprey coming, you will run over to the stingray and say, "Hey, buddy, give it a go. Give it a go. She's
I'm
coming at you."
Madison Fitzpatrick. Here are
The
the top
lamprey,
stories
the
this hour.
sword. Oh, it's all bag mouth that has no up or down.
Online
It's
video
just,
surfaced
looks
showing
like it's
4
gonna
Fulton
wrap.
police
Oh,
officers
I don't know how big it
repeatedly
is.
pushing a male who was allegedly trespassing. Toronto police are asking for help finding a wanted man who
That
has
lake
made
is 800
numerous
feet
threats
deep
to
in the
kill
middle,
people
in
in
the
the
middle.
GTA.
90 by
23-year-old Jason
180
Addis is
kilometers.
6'2", 215 pounds with
A lot
brown
of
hair and brown eyes. If you see Jason, you were asked to contact police.
James,
While Toronto is
really?
not yet out of stage 2 of reopening, many nearby communities have had the warm weather.
You just need
and
somebody
brought a
losing
lot
my
of
name.
visitors this weekend.
You're fucking up with a
680 News
stick. I've
Time,
had some
8:45.
really poorly matched
Now,
descriptions.
City Sports and Sportsnet.
Okay, you know what?
Here's Colin Teskey.
Bit of history at the Belmont Stakes. It was the first time. It was the first Triple Crown race. Normally, it is the last
Oh, it's
one.
not much
The race
less.
took place in front of the
Embarrassed
stadium,
or
and Tisdale
awkward
becomes
position
the first horse
of the
bred in
venue.
New York
Likewise, I
to
think in the
win
case
on
of
home
WeChat
soil since
movement, how do you look at that?
1882. We have a
Network,
full
media
board
outlet,
of the
I'm
RBC.
fucking going anywhere in the app
people
around
are
4,
exposed
82
to
or
advertising.
I think you guys put advertising everywhere. Other subtle advertisements that can be done very smartly, and there are others that can be done in a more coarse or in-your-face manner. I mean, there's something that caught my attention that Neela, you mentioned about the it's either this way or that way, but there's no middle way, if I may kind of interpret it, maybe not exactly carrying your thought. But I think with China and how a big country like this one that's moving forward, unfortunately, we can't afford to go
either this way or
black or white. Sometimes it takes great wisdom of its people to try to navigate somewhere in the middle, and it is a tough path, but we've been on it and will continue in doing so, because actually not going to either extremes, I think, is the least costly way to move forward, and we are still trying to find that sweet spot. And as the external factors change, that sweet spot changes too. So this is something that we're still working on, and I might be getting a little philosophical here, sorry about that, but
as is the case with China as a country in search of a way to develop, so is the case with WeChat, the application, which is a behemoth of an application where they have countless mini apps that allow businesses
you think a billion users for Facebook?
So much so that it is an entire ecology of its own. And this really begs the question, how do we regulate things like that? And should we regulate things like that? I mean, obviously, the CEO of WeChat really wanted to remain somewhat of a private platform where people talk to each other, but not something that's really quite annoying in terms of the amount of advertising you're getting. I personally have chosen not to look at the WeChat moment of two of my friends who, on average, post 6
pieces of advertising every day. And so
selling what, shoes?
All kinds of commodities.
Don't try to buy the shoes. They're just gonna rob you.
The case is such that we're getting some kind of confusion about what these applications can do.
Yeah, and here, can I just say something about the advertisement policy on, let's say, WeChat friend circle or moments? That is, there is actually a separate thing that has.
And that one person is now in custody. Britain's Interior Minister says she was deeply concerned, and the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said thoughts of those affected by the appalling incident in Reading. All protesters are staging a march in Paris against racism and police violence in memory of Lenny Bigging, a 25-year-old Franco-Senegalese man who died in a police van. Last week, it emerged that the French government agreed to pay $162,000 US to their relatives after 13 years of legal wrangling. The protests marched from his former home. And demonstrators defaced
you fucking up the fucking traffic. I'm not listening to what international fucking diplomatic issues and human rights.
Spanish missionaries and Confederate figures across the country as protests against police brutality and racism continue. In San Francisco, the demonstrators tore down the representations of Ulyss Grant, the missioner Junipero Serra, and Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. The scene was repeated in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere.
Being right matters. So if our weather forecast is off by more than 3 degrees,
you could win cash.
Details at 680news.com.
680 News Time, 8:51 time for traffic
Over
and weather.
2 million Beijing residents tested amid virus outbreak.
Collect Asia Thanks, and this report brought to you by 407 ETR. Just getting word from MTO that we've got that work on the QEW right now. It's at Dixie with 2 left lanes closed. They're telling me they're going to close the 3 left lanes. So this will be quite interesting. Right now, the backup with 2 left lanes is basically from east of here, Ontario. So I'll have to take a look at the cameras. Back in the Burlington area, it's Toronto bound on the QEW. Over the Burlington Skyway Bridge on the outside, 2 left lanes are closed for construction. The backup at last check was from approaching Eastport. If you're traveling on the eastbound Gardner, it's busy approaching the Jameson ramp. And don't forget, of course, Active TO has closed Lakeshore, eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere over to Stadium Road, and again from Leslie to approaching Woodbine. We also have Active TO closing Bayview and River. So Bayview is shut down from Front to Rosedale Valley Road. River is closed from Girard to Bayview. Those routes will open up tomorrow evening at 11 o'clock. If you're traveling on the eastbound 401 at Trafalgar, just the left lane is shut down for emergency road work. The backup still east of Jamestown Parkway. And also they've closed the ramp from southbound Trafalgar onto the eastbound 401 because of that work. If you're traveling on the eastbound 401